Hello, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing well. In today's video, I'm going to test out a new jar that I got. It's super cute, not detailed, not difficult to do, at least so I thought. There's a hint there. But yeah, I just thought it was adorable for Halloween, and it's not spooky or anything. It's just more like a kid's cute ghost with a witch's hat. Um, and I have these Let's Resin chameleon flakes that I bought a while ago, and for some reason haven't used them yet. I don't know why. I think I just forgot I had them. Um, so sorry, my dog. Um, I lost my train of thought. Uh, okay, so for the details, I'm going to use some intense chameleon powders from Let's Resin. And I'm using the blue on the wand here. And sorry, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Between my dog and my messages dinging, I was getting distracted. Okay, so for the wand, I'm going to use gold. And, well, for the wand, the handle, I'm going to use gold. And the wand, I use the blue intense chameleon powders in blue. And for the hat, the only thing on there is like this belt that kind of wraps around the hat at the bottom. And for that, I'm going to use like gold on the buckle part and just a little bit of the blue intense chameleon powder on like the middle of the buckle. And for the belt itself, I did not choose the right color. I was going to do black, but I don't know. I didn't think it would show. So I chose this chameleon powder. It's the Mateo Midnight Dream. It's a white powder, but when you pour a color behind it, the colors pop out, and you'll see blues and purples, sometimes pinks and stuff like that. I think I've said this before in other videos. I don't want to keep repeating myself, sorry. But I love the color, and it usually works, but it just really depends on the color that you pour behind it. Like if you pour white, you're not going to see as much color. You'll see more with like blacks, dark blues, like any dark color. But the problem was that the color that I picked was too similar to the color I used in the hat. So it didn't really stand out as much as I wanted it to. So that was kind of an issue, but not a big deal because I could always go back after it's cured and like use a paint pen or even UV resin if I wanted to with a color and change that. So that really wasn't a big deal. There was another problem with the hat, which I will show you and tell you about later. But yeah, as far as the brushing of the mica or the powders, that was super simple. Not a lot to do. So I just have to clean up the powders. That's probably the hardest part. It gets everywhere. If you've ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. I think the cleanup is the hardest part. The brushing's fun, and you really have to burnish it in, but the powder just goes everywhere. So that part's not enjoyable, but I'm rambling. So after the hat, I'm going to brush on the chameleon flakes onto the body of the ghost, the jar part. And I'm not really sure if the color is going to come through because I'm going to pour white behind it. So I was kind of nervous. I was debating if I should use like a darker color, but I really wanted to keep it white. I just wanted some like pops of color. I didn't want the whole thing like a solid color, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm not really sure if I made the right choice. Okay, so actually, I'm going to do the hat first. I know I said the ghost body part first, but I'm going to brush on the blue intense chameleon powder in the hat. And then I think I pour, I'm trying to remember, I think I pour black behind it, and I do mix in some of that Mateo chameleon powder into it. I don't think you're really going to see it, but I did that in case I did miss some spots with the with brushing it on, because it's white and really hard to see because it's like white on white. But yeah, I just added a little bit to give it a little shimmer too. And this was pretty easy. The only problem I had was like right at the rim here. I couldn't get the brush like underneath like easily at all. I kind of had to turn it inside out, just the top part. It has all those wavy lines and really tight spots, is what I'm trying to say. Tight spots to get in with the brush. So once I turned it inside out, it was a lot easier to get in all those curves and all the lines and everything. And it went on super simple. And I think after this is when I'm going to do the body of the ghost with the, and oh my gosh, I'm saying the wrong thing again, with the chameleon flakes. Now these chameleon flakes they're not hard to brush on, but I really wasn't seeing a lot of color, especially the violet, or what is that, violet blue. I saw some yellow, but I wasn't seeing a lot of color, so I was a little worried. There's a sheen to it, like when the light hits it, you can see it, but in person, when I was brushing it on, I didn't really see much, just a few flakes. So I don't know if this was a good choice or not, but I mean, they're really easy to get on. They do, if you put too much on, they will just fly everywhere. So beware of that. It'll be a mess. But and just brushing it on goes on pretty much the same as a powder. You just have to really burnish them in more, I think, than a mica powder to kind of get those flakes to really stick and for the color to like spread. But yeah, so that's all I did with this one. And then I'm going to pour, I think, white behind this. So that will come next. And then I will tell you all the problems I had with the hat. Okay, so the problem with the hat starts here. I poured the resin in. I did squish at the bottom to make sure there were no bubbles like in the tip of the hat. And I tried to kind of like go underneath the rim as much as I could. At least I thought I got under there. But I didn't. And it came out missing all of the edges of the hat. Here's the jar part, the ghost. You can see some of the chameleon flakes on here. Not a whole lot, not as much as I thought. For some reason, it's mainly on the top. I don't know what I did wrong with that one. And I did paint the eyes and the nose black with a paint pen. But the hat, yeah, it just was missing. I guess there was no resin on the edges of the rim of the hat. So it just came out with like missing pieces. So I did do it again off camera. And this time I took a dotting tool and went under, lifted it up so all the resin could get into those spots. Did all that, and it still didn't work. This is the first hat I made with, you can see all the edges missing. Yeah, did not work at all. And you can't really see the color of the belt that goes around. Definitely should have used a different color. But other than that, I like the colors and I think it looks really cute. So I'm not unhappy. I was just really frustrated with this hat because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Even with the second one, which I'm going to show you, it was still missing pieces. You can see a big bubble there. A lot of it came out better, but there's still a lot of bubbles. There's one there. And yeah, it's just that I took out too early. It wasn't fully cured, if you're wondering why it looks melted. Yeah. And I didn't paint on, or didn't brush on mica on the belt part because I was just testing out to see if I could get all the resin into those edges, but I didn't. So I'm gonna have to try the hat again sometime. If any of you have this mold, use this mold, or know what I did wrong, please let me know in the comments because I tried everything other than a heat gun and it just didn't work. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I don't know, let me know what you think. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.